Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust, I get fairy dust, little Amelie gets fairy dust. And it's time for another talk from Melody Beatty's Codependent No More. We are on chapter, and this is a hard chapter for codependents. They're all hard, but set yourself free. Ooh, we don't want to be set free. We think we do, we say we do, but our actions belie that desire. So we're on chapter 7, and it starts off with, the first sentence is, codependents are controllers. Codependents are controllers. How many times have you said, I don't like to be out of control? Like we don't. We need it. CPTSD kids, we learn to manage and things always feel very out of control. So in order to survive, we try to control them. And sometimes work, most of the time doesn't, but still we try. And she starts off with, we nag, codependent. So get your book and circle. It may be hard to admit, but we nag, lecture, scream, holler, cry, bribe, coerce, hover over, chase after, check on, hurt people in return so they know how it feels, whip power plays on, deliver ultimatums, act helpless. I'm just skipping around. Drag to counseling, drag out of counseling, talk mean to, bring home, lock up, let out, all in the service of trying to control other adults. She goes on, peek in pockets, peek in wallets, punish, reward. We aren't the people who make things happen. Codependents, I'm on page 74. Codependents are the people who consistently and with a great deal of effort and energy try to control what happens. Absolutely. So, again, this is a wound. This is a wound. Codependence is a fawn response, and a fawn response is CPTSD. Just take a moment. Just take a moment. Where you are now, did it work? Did it work? I often find it, and I'm guilty of this as well. Parents of adult children still trying to control them, and thinking that they know what's best for them, or thinking what they should do or shouldn't do, and one of the things I say to them and to myself is like, isn't that interesting? Like, we had our chance and it didn't work. If it had worked, if all of our teachings and strategies and shit we taught our kids, but now they're acting out as adults, I had my chance to control. I had my chance. It didn't work. It didn't actually work, which is my point, is to say that this shit doesn't actually work. We think that we're trying to control, but what we're actually doing is increasing resentment, increasing drama, increasing chaos. She says, we control in the name of love. We control because we're only trying to help. Fawns are in restriction from only trying to help. We replace it with, how can I be helpful? And 9 times out of 10, how a fawn can be helpful is to stop fawning and to live fully, because the true thing that other people need from us is for us to live fully and to actually live from our strengths and have autonomy and allow other people to have autonomy, and so that they get to see a real life version in life versus a codependent. Because if you're codependent, your kids are gonna, because of the dynamics they've been raised in, they're either going to be codependent as well, or they're going to be the person that the codependent, attracts. And so their only hope is for us to not be codependent and for us to, be in recovery. It really is a heroic thing and a very brave thing and a very radical thing to heal your codependency. But it is the most life-giving thing. And I really like the fact that she called this chapter Set Yourself Free, because that is what it is. And we also set the other people free. Because, and what happens if somebody's not free? They're in a prison. They're in a prison of our codependency, and I'm in a prison of my codependency, and I don't want to be a prisoner of anything. We do it because we know how things work out best and how it should go and how people should behave. Oh, how very parental of us. And as an aside, like it is, what is it? It's April 23rd when I'm recording this. And I'm going to do a class, 2021. And I'm going to do a class on May 1st, 2021 at 10 a.m. Central Time. I will put the link in the description. But you can also go to my Instagram bio or my website and find the class. And it'll be a Zoom class. And the class is Fawn School, How to Stop Parenting and Chasing Adults. And that's exactly what this is talking about. So it's like, how do we do it? How do we do it? And I use 2 specific tools to do it, to give me clarity so I can be free and set the other person free as well. But this is like, we do think that we know how things should work best, and it's actually completely false. Because again, if we did, and we had, like, think how long your relationship with X person is, and if you think that you know best, and this is how they're acting today, like if you think you know what's best for the alcoholic in your life, and you've been with them for 12 years or so, and you think it hasn't worked. Evidence is in. This is one of the ways I use the ladder of trust. That's a video series I have on here on YouTube. Is that the person is telling me all my best efforts have led to this behavior here today. It's a saying in 12-step rooms is like, our best thinking got us here. So if like you look at your life landscape today, that did it work? Did it not work? We do it to control because we're afraid not to. Yes, CPTSD kids. We do it to stop the pain. Yes, CTBSD kids. We do it to control because we think we have to. Yes, we think it's our like moral imperative. We control because we don't think, we react, like last video. We control because controlling is all we can think about. We're addicted to controlling. Like that's part of codependency, is like that's where we get our dopamine hit. Like that is our heroin, is control. Tyrannical, dominating, some rule with the iron hand of self. They are powerful, they know best, and by God, it will be done this way. Others do their dirty work undercover. That's triangling. So it's like if I say like, hey, kid 1, you know, the other kid's being sassy to me or whatever, and then it's up to kid 1 to go tell kid 2 that, and now kid 2 is either going to use kid 1 again as the triangle, or they're going to come back to me, but that's not what I really said, and it's a disaster. But the whole thing is, it's like other people's business. We're in other people's business, and it's not good to muck around with someone else's psyche and someone else's business. They are on their own life trajectory. And to muck it up, we could do some serious damage, and we have done some serious damage. And the more we learn about codependency, and the more we are in recovery from it, the more we are aware of the damage that we do. But it's really hard because codependency, in my estimation, it's really tied up into our personality. So we almost don't know where the codependency starts and I stop. We don't know where being codependent and fawning, like codependent caring and fawning ends, and actual empathy and love and support are. That's hard for us to distinguish. So I do use 2 tools for that. And that's what I'm going to teach in the class, and we're going to use real life examples. So I hope to see you there. And if not, if it's after the fact, the class should be for sale. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Like we get to be free, and it's time to release the people. It's time to unlock the cage and let the people go, and let them, as they say in the 12-step world, live and let live. Like we're given all the opportunity to live. Let someone else have that same privilege. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Love you. Bye.